Welcome to Flow. Let's get started. Today we'll start off lying down. Bend your knees, bring your feet a little bit wider, knock your knees together. Bring one hand to rest on your heart, one hand to rest on your belly. And start off by bringing your focus and awareness to your breathing. With your hand on your heart and your hand on your belly, you can feel the inflation of your torso with every inhale. And every exhale, allow yourself to sink a little heavier into your mat. Just come into your body, notice any areas you may be holding on to tension, maybe physically. We're going to start to add a little movement. Open your arms into a goalpost shape and start to knock your knees from side to side. Just a gentle windshield wiper. Starting a little bit of motion into the hips and into the lower back. This could be nice and slow, or you can move things a little quicker. Let your feet be really wide and let your knees be heavy in each direction. And take this a few more times, just moving from side to side. And the next time your knees are over to the left, stay there and stack your left foot on top of your right thigh. So the weight of your foot may bring your right knee slightly closer to the ground. And if this is too intense for your right knee, then just release and hold over in this twist. But if you've got the foot on the thigh, you may be feeling an extra little pull into the outside of your right hip. Slowly release and then move this the other way so your knees will move to the right. And then you can stack your right foot on top of your left thigh, kind of on the outside edge of your left thigh, just above your knee. And if you've got the foot on the thigh, really think of almost like pulling the heel downwards towards your knee. And then slowly bring your feet back to center. Plant both of your feet and then lift your right leg and start to move around through internal and external rotation in your right hip. So bring your right shin out to the right side to experience internal rotation, and then do the opposite with your shin to experience external rotation. Just lubricating a little bit more into the hip, really isolating. And now cross your right ankle so it comes over your left knee. Now pull your left heel so it's a little bit closer towards your glute. And then from here, push your hips up. So it's a one-legged bridge position. It's going to feel a little bit funky, and you're going to feel a pretty nice stretch into your glute. You can bring your hands onto your hips and then start to allow your right butt bone to sag down and then push it back up. And take that a few more times. You sag the right butt bone and then bring it back up so it's in line with the left hip bone. Take this about 3 or 4 times. Just nice and slow. Take one more here and then lower your hips down to the ground. Now you're going to keep your right ankle crossed over the left knee and then just bring the shape so it comes across to the left. You can kind of adjust your left foot and pull your left knee up slightly. Now you can stay right here if you're feeling the stretch and loving the stretch. If you want to add on, with your right hand, try to catch your left foot. So this is going to be a few things at once. You're twisting slightly through the lower back. You can find a nice stretch into the outer right glute, and then you're maybe also finding some stretch into the front of your left quad. And if catching that foot isn't assisting you in any way, then just feel free to release it and focus on the outer right glute. And take a few more moments here and then slowly bring yourself back. Now we're going to still work with the right leg. Come into a one-legged happy baby and extend your left leg. Draw a few circles with your right hip, your right ankle. Just a little bit of movement. And now take your right foot and bring it across so your left hand catches it. And bring your leg across your body into a twist. And then transfer the leg again so it comes back to your right hand and you open the right leg to this side. And take this a few more times. Just transfer the leg across your body and then back open to the side. Finding a different kind of lubrication in the hip now. Feel free to grab your leg, either your shin, your knee, or your foot, wherever you can grab on your leg. And just think of this long pathway that you can take with your foot, like a big windshield wiper across your body every time you move the leg. And then the next time that the right leg is across your body, hold it there. You stay in the twist. You could stay right here, or again, you could bend your left knee and catch your foot. And you can maintain contact with your left hand and your right leg, or you can release, but this is just meant to be a nice big open twist. Bring your gaze over to the right shoulder if that feels okay in your neck. Breathe into your belly. Every exhale, allow yourself to twist a little further, a little deeper. And then slowly bring yourself back. One last moment with the right leg up in the air. Just give it a little lazy kind of shake and flop around. Kick out through the foot, and then bring the right foot down. We're gonna take all of that on the second side, but first just give yourself a moment to kind of windshield wiper your knees from side to side. Notice any differences you may feel between your right hip and your left hip. They may be subtle, but we've been doing a little more work on the right side, so just something to be aware of. And then bring yourself back so your knees are pointing straight up into the air. We're gonna take everything on the second side. So that's gonna start with your left leg lifting. You can take a few moments here as we did on the opposite side. Keep your left leg up and just find internal and external rotation. Take a few moments just to find that. And then when you're ready, cross your left ankle over your right knee. Flex your left foot a lot. Pull your right heel towards your right butt bone, and then start to lift your hips up off the ground. Now you can bring your hands to your hips if that's helpful for you. And then you can experience, just as we did on the other side, dropping your left butt bone and then bringing it back up. And this can be really slow. So as we're activating through the right glute, we're finding this stretch and openness into the left glute. And then just keep this going really, really slow. When you drop your left glute, it's going to feel a little strange, maybe a little bit of a peculiar stretch. Take your time with this. Feel free to linger a little bit longer in any stretch. And then gently lower your hips down to the ground. Pull your right heel a little closer towards your right butt bone, and take your left ankle across your body to the right. Now you can stay right here in this position. Maybe you even kind of pull your shin or your ankle a little closer towards your rib cage. Also the option to bring your right foot further back behind you with your left hand. You can catch onto your right toes. And that's just an option, something to add a little bit of extra pull along the front right quad. Find what works for you. It's a lot of things happening. It's a twist in the lower spine. It's a stretch to the front of the right quad, and it's also a nice opener into your left outer glute. Breathe into the space. And then slowly come out of this and make your way into your one-legged happy baby. Catch your left ankle, extend your right leg, and take a few moments to kind of circle out with your left leg up in the air. Then you're going to start to sweep the left leg across your body. So the left leg will come across to your right hand, a big sweep across the body into a twist. Left leg comes over the body, over to the right. And your right hand can catch your knee or your shin, whatever you need. And then bring your left leg back up overhead and bring the left leg out to the side. And we do this again. Now your hips are gonna move around obviously quite a bit through this, especially as we're twisting. And we wanna feel that nice movement into the hips, lateral movement from side to side. So you're getting a good inner thigh groin stretch when the leg is out to the left. And then you're getting a nice IT band outer thigh stretch when the leg comes across your body. Take it a few more times, grabbing where you can on your left leg. And now bring the leg across your body and hold it there. Hold the twist. You can maintain contact with your left leg, or you can release. And then additionally, you can bend your right knee. Maybe you catch your foot with your hand. Twist open a little deeper. Bring your gaze over to the left. Breathe into your belly. Every exhale, allow your twist to bring you a little deeper. And then slowly bring yourself out of this. Extend your left leg straight up into the air and just take a few moments to just kind of shake it out, let it go. And then bring your left foot down to the ground. Bring the bottoms of your feet together, diamond your knees out. Push your feet into each other and start to lift and lower your hips. So we're doing these diamond bridge ups. It's a little different activation for your glute muscles. Continue to actively push your feet together, and it's also helpful to have your hands on your hips. When we take this about 10 times, you're going to notice that your knees are kind of maybe closing and opening, and that's okay too. Notice the motion of your knees, but really push your feet together. Push into the outside edges of your feet. You're going to feel this a little bit into your rotators as well. Ten times total. Let's say we do about 3 more here. Maybe taking just a beat or 2 at the top to feel that extra bit of activation. And then close your knees in, bring your knees to your chest. Draw some circles with your knees. Use your hands to kind of assist to find a little more lubrication into your hips. We've done a lot into the hips. Take it one direction, take it the opposite direction. Just really allow yourself some loose movement here. It doesn't have to look like anything. Pull your knees into your chest and rock and roll yourself up. We come to a tabletop position, all fours, shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. We'll start to take some circular motion into the spine and the ribs, starting in your tabletop position. You can circle through your hips, through your head, and maybe even a little bit of bend in the elbows. Take 3 in one direction, and then take 3 in the opposite direction. And again, it doesn't have to look like anything. Just really allow yourself to kind of release. Find this nice opening and fluidity into your spine and your major joints. And bring yourself back to neutral tabletop. You're gonna cross your right ankle over your left knee. So sometimes I kind of have to float my knees up to get into the position. Once you're there, you can flip your back toes under, and we're just gonna start to move through basic cat and cow. So on your inhale, you arch your spine. On your exhale, round through your spine. And take this a few more times. This is going to feel slightly different than our typical cat and cow. With the ankle crossed over, you may feel a little more stretch and opening into the right hip. And we'll take 3 or 4 of these, just moving through the spine. Bring yourself back to neutral. Flip your back toes. Figure 4, downward facing dog. Lift your hips up. Keep flexing through your right foot. Think of encouraging your right knee back. The ankle is crossed over your knee. And then release your right leg up into the air. Bend your right knee, and then from here, find internal rotation. So your right knee is going to drift over towards the left. It's going to feel like the opposite of the way your hip was just moving. Bring yourself back down to all fours. We'll take this on the opposite side. You can float your knees for a moment so you can sneak your left ankle in front of your right knee. You can flip your back toes and then start to find a cat and cow. Inhale, arch through the spine, lift the gaze. Exhale, cat spine, push into the ground. And find this a few more times with your breath. Spread through your fingers. Allow this nice movement into your spine. 3 or 4 times here. And then come back to a neutral position. Flip your toes under and lift your hips up so you come into a figure 4 downward facing dog. So you're really externally rotated through your left leg. Push into your hands, flex your left foot, and encourage your left knee open to the side. Take a big breath in and full big breath out. And now release your left leg so it's up in the air, and then internally rotate the left knee so it drifts over to the right. So you're gonna feel a little something different than you were just feeling in that external rotation. And then slowly bring your left foot down to the mat. We're back in a downward facing dog. And from your downward facing dog, slowly start to walk your feet up towards your fingers. Come into a ragdoll forward fold. Soften through your knees and just allow yourself a moment of hang time here. Drop your head. Take full big breaths in and out. And with bent knees, slowly roll yourself up to stand. Stack through your vertebrae. Stack through your spine, your shoulders, your chin. Your gaze will be last to arrive. Take a few moments to roll out through your shoulders. Find a little movement through your hips. And then just allow your arms to come to your side. Maybe allow your eyes to close or find a soft gaze. So take a few moments here, back with your breath. Coming back into your body, notice any shifts or differences you may feel after the session. Thank you for joining us. And that's your flow.